Right. TJ Talks episode 4. We finally got back. Obviously, after a small hiatus.
Yeah, needed that break.
Yeah.
We were both very busy, but
Oh bloody hell!
I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about what we were doing in London and
Well,
that
yeah, that
experience.
London was wild,
Yeah,
man. Do you know what? Like this year has been insane. It's been like that happened, and then I got back and lost my residency. Then I got rebooked for London. Obviously, me and you going
yeah,
back again soon. But yeah, that experience was amazing, man. That was like, I think that was probably the first time that I've ever had an experience of like what it's like to be sort of a slightly higher up DJ. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I had the one experience before, which was with Kistry. So I did the Kistry Day event, and they brought me in. Oh, how many people are you with? Here's all your bands. You have like a green room where you can sit upstairs where there's drink provided. That was like, okay, cool. Like this is how the slightly higher up
Yeah.
DJs live. But that London thing, yeah, like obviously staying in Canary Wharf, traveling in with just a backpack,
Yeah.
all of my equipment,
Equipment.
and then obviously then like putting us, banding us up, giving us food and stuff. Yeah, it was brilliant.
And I feel like that's like the experience that that's an exclusive experience, even as a DJ. 'Cause it's like I don't think many people, as good as a DJ as they are, many people still wouldn't ever get to that level or get that type of opportunity. So it was quite a unique experience. And I didn't even, like I said to you before, like I'm someone that's been to those two loads of times for shows. I didn't even know that VIP lounge existed. So,
Yeah,
and for people that didn't know, basically Josh was DJing in the VIP lounge for D Block Europe. So we had to like welcome in the guests and basically set the tone and set the vibe for the night as those VIP guests then went on to watch the show and then came back for the after party bit as well. And yeah, I didn't even know that room existed. So it was quite cool to just see that side of
yeah,
the
mate.
O2. And we did get to watch a bit of the show, although they.
Oh, mate, that was so funny, man. That was like the most random thing ever. Like they came. Do you know what I found out? What it was is because you had no top on, you're wearing the yellow band. So they pointed out the yellow band straight across, and they were like, "Right, that's a staff band."
Yeah.
Whereas if we were in there and you had long sleeves,
And yeah,
they would have
that's
done
the
with it.
ironic thing is the fact that we had our staff bands on. That's what. So what actually happened is we were watching the show. The manager that was kind of that had booked you and that had introduced us to the place said you're not really supposed to be in watching the show, but we'll pull you in and let you if you just stand at the back and draw no attention, you can watch the show. So we watched about 20 minutes of the performance, stood at the back, not really doing anything, not drawing attention. And then out of nowhere, one security guy comes up to us, one main guy, and then he had probably like 5 or 6 other guys with him. And they're like, you need to come with us. And we're like, okay, let's go. And like they lined us up against the wall, like we had just committed some crime. And they're like, what are you doing? What did you do? And the funny thing is, I could tell from their demeanor and their behavior, they were either expecting some sort of retaliation from us, or they were just wanting to make that happen. Just the way that they were trying to question us, the aggression,
Yeah,
and like the manner in which they had us lined up, and like really trying to question us, expecting us to say like something that we had done out of line. But because I knew that we had done nothing wrong, it just gave that very calm response, and I think they just weren't prepared for that, so they didn't know how to react. And like I remember he's like, okay, I need to contact this person, just wait there. And then we had all these security guards stood right in front of us, just staring us in the face, and it's like.
It was so funny as well because I obviously, as you know, I had this like weird like negative like vision of London, so I thought, oh, this is it. We're done. Like we're done. This is it. Like when they pulled me out, I was like, oh, because if something happened in Bristol, bro, like you probably are in quite a lot of trouble. Like they wouldn't use the like. I mean, for most venues in Bristol, that was probably an entire door staff amount of people like to fill a venue. Like Prism, I'm almost certain Prism only run maybe 7 or 8, and they're like quite a big place. SWX again, only 6, 7, 8 people, something like that. But yeah, like we had like obviously 6 people around us.
Yeah, like I felt like they were definitely trying to antagonize us. I felt like they wanted to do something to make one of us kind of flip, so then they have the excuse to throw us out. But we never gave them that. And then they just had to escort us back to the room we're in because we didn't take the bait.
Can you actually imagine if it went the other way? I just lost my karate chopped him, and then like they had to go back to the other bouncer. Yeah, we thrown the DJ out.
Yeah, exactly, and then messed up the rest of the night. Like, but that was it's moments like that are just like those little spontaneous things that happen that just make up the experience, and it just becomes a good memory. Like
it's always like that, man. Like when I was in it on that last day, I was like, oh, this drive home and it's like I was like, as much as I'm loving it, like this is amazing. The experience has been so good. I was just tired, as you know. I was like, we got like obviously on the last day, basically, I performed at 5 p.m. and then we had to stay until roughly about 12:30. But I drove back from London to Bristol, so it was a long old day. Had to be out the hotel for like whatever it was, like 12. Yeah. So it's pretty much from 12 until midnight. 12 out, yeah, and then drove back. Yeah, so like when I was in it, I was like, oh god. But then when I actually looked back at it a few days later, I was like, I actually really enjoyed it.
That's the thing. Like, I always find, like, and I probably said it in one of these episodes before, like, I get into this mode where when I'm like doing a lot of things, especially when it's the stuff you love, you get so wrapped up in it. And sometimes you'll get tired, you get knackered, you'll start to feel burnout, but you like you push past it in the moment.
You have to.
And even in the moment, sometimes you might think, oh, I'm really feeling that drained feeling. But then when you look back on it in a few days' time, you're like, nah, that was amazing. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I found that energy in the moment to just push through it. Because that's now a memory that you'll like really enjoy.
But we got arguably an even bigger one in a minute.
Yeah.
So it's just Ray on the Friday and then Neo on the Saturday. There's some talks as well. I mean, fingers crossed. I might even be potentially be getting in for Usher in April.
That's mad.
So like, yeah. I really hope he ain't busting the same dance moves as the Super Bowl, but
yeah, or if he's part of this case with P Diddy, and
that is mental, isn't it? Like all of that stuff is mental. Like it is dance moves for one. I remember back in the day, he used to be the kiddie for dance, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I remember when Justin Bieber got on that video with him, and then obviously the whole scene on that Baby video where Usher does, it was Usher.
I was thinking,
was it Baby?
Ludacris was on the song, I think, but I think Usher was in the video.
Yeah,
one of those
videos. Like, he used to be the kiddie, didn't he? For was the dance and stuff like that. I saw him do like his like iconic dance sort of thing, like the baby, and it was just like whoa, like you are old now. Yeah, like, but it was literally like dad dancing.
Usher's been like what 30 years plus in the industry. It's kind of crazy, and like his Super Bowl performance was
one of the best, wasn't it?
Because I didn't know if I thought it was amazing.
Didn't it hit like multiple firsts though? Was it like?
I think it hit a record or something.
Like what? Like the highest like stream?
Yeah, because it was like 140 million people were watching or something like that. But like, yeah, I feel like if I was to critique it, I feel like he missed out a lot of the actual classic songs he has. I feel like he went more to the popular songs, but the more recent popular songs. Like he had that "Oh My God" song with will.i.am on there, which to be fair was a huge. I remember that being a huge song when I was like in my teenage years. But then a lot of the Usher songs I remember from when I was like a kid and that my parents would play in the car.
Like Burn and Confession.
Yeah, like he played a couple of those, but then there was a lot he missed out. And he had a couple albums from like the late 90s and the early 2000s that he didn't play anything from that really, I don't think. But then what really excited me is that the song Yeah was going to be on that set list. And when he started performing that, Lil Jon was there. And I was thinking in my head, there's no way you can perform this song without Ludacris. And then Ludacris comes through with his afro, and like I'm such a big fan of Ludacris.
OG Ludacris,
and like that was so good. You had Alicia Keys in that performance, and I don't know if you saw it, but she like really messed up the first note. Like her voice cracked on the first note.
I didn't watch it at all.
And it sounded awful. But then what the NFL did when they re-uploaded the performance after, they like auto-tuned that note. So on the re-upload, it's not there anymore. But
when you watch it live, it's like, whoa.
And then there was this whole like controversy, or people online like pointing out that Usher. I don't know if you saw the videos of Usher when he did his Las Vegas residency like last year, where he'd always call up women onto the stage and like serenade them in front of their partners and stuff.
No, mate.
And like he did that with Alicia Keys, who's married to Swiss Beats, the producer.
That stuff winds me
and
up.
He was proper like grabbing on her on the Super Bowl thing and like put his arm around her. It was clearly not planned because you could tell from her reaction the way she smiled. And I was just thinking like, no man wants to see their wife being grabbed by Usher like that and especially her smiling like that
by anyone. But
yeah,
mate, like
Usher.
It's like, oh mate, that stuff stressed me out. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, if you go to like imagine you, yeah, like you get a missus, and then for instance you really like Luda,
yeah,
and then Luda takes your missus up on stage and starts just doing his thing, and like mate, from the point at which she gets back down. Which indefinitely she's feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
There's like, nothing you can do.
She's probably thinking in her head, "Oh, this is the level I can get to now." Like,
mate, like not even that some type of way, but she must be feeling like hot inside.
Yeah.
And she like, and then what?
But did you see the video? Well, actually,
it would have to be a breakup immediately.
Did you see the video that went viral this past week?
No.
So there was what's the artist called? Is it Omar Lay? He's the Afrobeats artist. He made the song Sosa, I think. I think it's Sosa, but
I don't know.
He did a performance in London, basically. This went viral all over Twitter and even reached American Twitter as well. And basically, it was this black guy and this black girl. They're at the concert, boyfriend and girlfriend, and the artist called her up on stage. And she got up on stage, and then she was doing all this sort of like sensual and sexual dancing with him on stage, grinding, bending forward, turning around, hugging. And the way the set was, he dropped like this curtain in front of him, so you couldn't even see him properly, but you could just see the silhouette on the spotlight. And then everyone in the venue was recording the guy just looking awkward, like looking at his girl, just being all that.
See, first of all, I'm leaving the venue. First of all, bro, I don't care how good the artist is. I don't want to see it. Secondly, bro, it's an immediate breakup. It has to.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what everyone was debating afterwards. They're like, what should he do now? Because like he was there the whole time, just looking awkward. There, Twitter for days, people were debating it. There was multiple angles of his reaction. He was getting humiliated. His sister come online like, yeah, we haven't even heard from him. We've been trying to ring him, and it's like even his own sister was like joining in on the mockery.
It is mad, bro. And it's like. Oh, it's mental, bro. But like, who do you think actually started that? Because I remember I didn't really see too much of it, to be fair, until like, was it last year or the year before Chris Brown did his tour? Then obviously in part of his tour he brought up someone every single time. Yeah. There was that one there where that girl was on the phone. He just launches her phone.
Just yeets it into the crowd,
and she's like posted on Twitter.
But that's the thing, like when you're in those moments,
whoever did that, like
they started a trend.
Respectfully, yeah. I hate you.
I feel like it's a thing that they probably did in like the 90s as well, and it's kind of come back around. Like but like that thing with that guy, like it went on for days, and like people were debating. You got women online like trying to justify it, and it's like, nah. Someone made such a good point. Like to all the women that were like justifying that it was okay to do, someone commented on it and just saying this is coming from the gender that considers liking another girl's photo as cheating. Yet you think going up on stage and grinding on someone else is not cheating.
Those kind of views, bro, are ones that I really, really swiftly try and stay away from.
Yeah.
Like that whole like facade of like what's right on social media, what's wrong, and all this stuff, and like was dating better before social media or was it better after? And stuff like that. But bro, like you just can't.
It's got to be in the moment.
Stuff like that is just too much.
It's too, but it is an interesting point because
if my chick got took up onto stage, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry immediately, bro. I'm gonna cry, and the crying's gonna go quickly towards anger.
Then you're gonna need to bounce,
and then
because but that's the thing, because like even the videos of him when he eventually left, because he left with her at the end of the show, and then like he was like slow walking up. You know when you're like annoying, you're just walking, and you're like walking ahead. So he was walking ahead, and then the girl was still back with some people, and they're all laughing still. And I'm like, the level of humiliation she put him through.
Stay there, I'd be mad petty, bro. I'd have to accidentally trip her up or something. Kick the back of her heel so she falls over. Like I'd have to do something so stupid, bro. Like there'd be no chance in this world.
But imagine it though, because like you know how it feels. Like if someone's like, even if they accidentally humiliated you in the moment. And it's just you two in a room or something they humiliate. That's thousands of people in that venue that knows what's going on. That's hundreds of cameras that's just caught that. That's thousands. That video online, within a day, that video on Twitter had like 8 million views. So he's been like humiliated to 8 million people. And then you had like 2 days later, American Twitter caught onto it. And they were then mocking
even more millions.
But what happened actually, I forgot about this. You know Kai Cenat, the streamer?
Yeah.
So he contacted the girl.
He's brilliant, man.
He wanted to get the girl on to talk about it. And he was on the live stream when he got a DM back from her. And she was like, oh, but how much are you going to compensate me? And he just started laughing. He's like, I'm not going to pay you for this. Like, and that was that.
Kai.
He's like a millionaire.
Kai's like brilliant, yeah. But I think... my God, what am I saying, bro? I'm so flustered.
You're rattled as if it happened to you.
Stuff, bro. Like, if my chick... If I had a choice between my chick getting up on stage with Usher or going on a Kai Cenat stream, bro, she can go with Usher.
But he was trying to defend the guy. I think he didn't want to question it. But then what happened the day after?
Kai's dropped game of Nicki Minaj on stream.
Yeah, he's had a lot of people in there as well.
I'm pretty sure he went somewhere with it.
But like so he declined her basically because he didn't want to compensate her. So the next day he got the guy on. So the guy was on there with him.
No.
And he had like this thing. He brought like 20 women onto the stream, and he was trying to set the guy up with a new girlfriend.
He's so good.
And like, and then what he ended up doing is he gave the guy 20K. He gave him 20 bags. Like, so like,
I don't really respect a lot of streamers. To be fair, but Kai, Aiden Ross, Kai, and Jinxie, like I really do like them. Like that.
So I don't like that Aiden Ross. Well, I like Kai though. But
you know Aiden Ross, like you know that new streaming platform Kick.
Yeah.
You know he's like a silent partner of it. Like he owns the majority of Kick.
Oh, so he gets like a lot of revenue that comes in. From...
but mate, like it's although like it sounds annoying, like Kick is like streaming first. Twitch used to be, then obviously
Twitch has just lost its way, like, yeah.
And then there's like obviously YouTube gaming or YouTube stream or whatever, which is fine, but that they were just kind of like they've got so much other stuff going on. Like, but this Kick, like, it's actually really good. Like they've
dedicated service.
But it's not even just that. It's like, so they've released this new thing now. If you have anywhere anyone who's got 100 followers or above, they'll pay you a salary.
Okay.
So they'll like, it might not be a lot,
but it's something.
But like, no matter what, like, whether you're getting the views or not, they'll pay you a little bit of money. Like, and that's all like been influenced somewhat by Aiden. So that's why I like him. Like, he is a bit of a wild one.
But at least on the business side of it, he's trying to create a platform that actually benefits streamers.
Benefits
in the right way.
And especially not even just streamers, but like lower end streamers as well. It's like everyone, once you're a high end streamer, mate, you're made, aren't you? Yeah. Once you've got a high amount of anything on social media, like followers, like count, comment counts, whatever. As soon as you got something like that, subscribers, you are made, really. You could do anything from now.
Because it's like some of them, like this new. I found it hard to keep up because I never really caught. Like streamers was never my type of thing anyway. But I feel like around like the COVID time,
they came out of nowhere.
They just emerged out of nowhere, like the Kai Cenats and all that, and now they're like what's that guy? Speed. I Show Speed or whatever that kid who loves football.
Weird.
But it's like the way they engage with the youngsters, and the way they just turn that into money is quite like, insane.
Have you heard that? Have you heard of Bevo? The guy that goes on.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, but he's an example of what I hate about social media.
Bro, he got booked for one of my sets the other day. I DJ'd with him.
That's what I hate.
They went mental for him. Like remember Fat John?
No.
Oh, bro, literally, he's just a fat man, like a fat dad, like lovely guy. He's called Fat John, and literally all he did was he went on to like I think it might have been TikTok or maybe Instagram, I can't remember, but he literally goes on and he's like, he gets a takeaway and he's like, chicken balls, egg fried rice, bash. That's all he does. He just says
what I
bash.
hate about
bro,
this.
And he's done like tours like through students love him, bro. These people get made like weirdos.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I saw that Bevo guy you're talking about literally looks like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age.
Actually does.
And like, and he got like veneers now or some shit. Like he's fixed his teeth
on, like, mate. But the guy's rich now, bro. Like,
but that's what I like stuff like that.
He went on a podcast. I don't know if he disclosed. I'm pretty sure he disclosed the exact amount. But he showed the exact amount he made from one video, bro, and it was like over £1,000 from one video. The guy drops like, I think 5 videos a day. Then he's getting booked for like, he does obviously the cameos and stuff. Like all of this stuff, mate, is mental. But then it's like, social media can be so dangerous, like, but also like so rewarding. Like you got people that got rewarded, but do you remember like it came out, and the reason I asked Sage because it came out the other day. Do you remember that guy that got videoed eating booty in Rams?
One of the toilets. I do remember. I was like, what, 6-7 years ago?
Mate. And that video, bro, I saw it was on X, obviously. Thing, bro. It had like 6.9 million views still, like to this day. And it's like people are just violating.
You're in the hall of shame for internet of all time.
I know. Good press is like, I know any press is good press, but there's
levels.
Some bad press.
That you can't escape.
You'll be walking around town, and saying, "Oh, you're that guy." And bro, his face is like in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the toilet.
You can't even see the features.
He's in it,
and his hairstyle, like, oh my days.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's. I don't even know how people even. Like, imagine the level of anxiety that goes through you in that show.
You won't catch me anywhere again ever.
Caught in the act. It's bad enough if you were just. Someone had recorded you're caught in an act and just went online in just a private situation. In the damn toilets. Of Rams. Bro. The dirty ass toilets. And you was in there.
Notorious for like some of the dirtiest nights out.
How hungry were you to be in that scenario? You couldn't wait. You couldn't wait to go home. You couldn't wait for
another... Like, what kind of benefit are you getting from eating booty, by the way? Like, what are you getting, bro? Like, your nose is so close to just secretion. It's just like oh my days.
No, you almost killed me there.
It's just like and then they generally say, don't they? Say like any press is good press. But that's press. You ain't catching me.
That's life check. You could be at a job interview and someone be like, wait. That's
when you ate a booty around last week. He's like, oh, what? I don't know. I generally think I'd have to like either try and really capitalize on it and like make a clothing brand out of like eating booty.
Yeah, but then you'd be known for that forever, literally.
Yeah, but I'd be rich and known. Like at the moment, bro. At the moment, I don't know what the guy's done. I don't know what he's done with it. I don't. Obviously, none of us even really know who they are. I do know there's people I know who do actually know the guy.
But I think I remember I don't remember it now. But at the time, I think I remember the girl's name being shared, and I remember at some point I came across that name on social media again. I'm like,
he just reminds me of, like, every time I think of it. Have you ever seen is it Kevin Little or Kevin Wright? And he done that little sketch and it's like, girl, get that booty wet. We've seen that.
Just reminds you of all that man. If there's few things. If I think of a few things that are like worst case scenario to ever be caught doing.
Eating that tampon, remember that?
I don't remember.
Bro, that was way back when, and she literally went viral for eating a tampon. Like,
but some people just sell their soul.
Not just a tampon, bro. Like a used tampon. Like the stuff that you've seen back in the days, man. Do you know what I miss, bro? I miss the most.
What's that?
Vine. That used to come with some of the funniest stuff.
And it was creative because you only had like 10 seconds to do it. Like,
yeah,
it was 10 seconds.
Do you remember like that little that freaky guy and he was like, "Oh, I lost my berries." Do you remember that one?
That's not like the disabled guy, no?
No. I wouldn't call a disabled person creepy, bro. Come on.
No, but that disabled guy, he would have called himself creepy. You know the one that was like Gollum? And he was like
drilling the one that done the helicopter and shit.
Yeah, like yeah.
some stuff was a bit wild, but who was it the one that got made out? Is it King Batch? Yeah, he got made from Vine, didn't he?
Yeah, because he then went on to do like films. Although like I remember him being really funny at the time, and that was like 2013, I think. And then he very quickly became like
his humor kind of comedy just died. You have to be a certain age, don't you, to find his humor funny. But once you get over a certain age and you actually kind of understand certain humors and stuff, like I found that when I was younger, I used to find like You're a Wizard, Harry. It used to be like one of my favorite videos.
Yeah. And you look at it now.
Weird thing. I'm a what? Like some two Irish dons, and there was the Scouse Rugrats. Did you ever remember that one? He's like, I'll put your nan in a trolley.
It's crazy when you think like.
But now I'm like set up. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I do still kind of laugh about that stuff.
Like social media, like when you think of like the Hall of Fame, there is a Hall of Fame of like viral clips and viral stuff that you remember from the social media age. And
but obviously it is all like sort of regional. But like for me personally, I would say like my top three, and you could drop yours after, probably from back then, was You're a Wizard, Harry, taking the hobbits to Isengard. Remember that? And it was like it's like a little like remix. And what was the other one? It was just one his name was Rennie. Do you remember Remy?
Oh yeah, he's a legend.
Hamish John.
Nah, he was one of the funniest.
That was a brilliant.
Like he was because I remember we used to see him like when he was like nobody. He was doing a video,
like the stepdad video.
Yeah, and then he actually went on to do stand-up comedy. And there was that other one. Who was it? Reggie Jackson. He was the one that If I show you, let me show you a picture of him.
Oh, yeah.
He was the other, because I remember they did a collab video one time and it was really funny.
I think the sing off one is it?
Yeah, because he's the one that used to always do the videos where it's like him in the studio recording the song. I
remember they did the one where they both wore the mustaches and then they who could sing the highest and stuff. The funniest one that he did was the Miss Johnson one was obviously always going to be like the top. But like the funniest one was like the stepdad one. He come up basically from finishing beating his mom. He's all sweaty. He's like, "You want to go to the park?"
And what was that little thing he used to say where it was like, "Oh, you don't hear the back, or just." Oh damn! Oh no! And then the sound music. He'd be like, and he used to make that face where he's just like
the butthole lips. Do the butthole lips.
That's that other one, that Reggie guy.
I didn't see I don't think I actually found much of the stuff him funny. But whenever I saw him with Remy,
Reggie or was it Remy? I think
Remington his name was, wasn't it?
But like them two were like, see, I consider them legends of like that comedy era of.
There's people in it that just generally stand out for doing something, and no one else has seemed to have done it better. Like Key and Peele.
Oh yeah.
Like the sketches they do, like
and they've like really like
that Aaron. Remember that one? Where
Aaron.
Yeah, nice. Do you mean?
And I always remember the turbulence one on the plane where they're just like the turbulence is coming and they're just bouncing on the plane and just to the side.
Did you see the one where they were like I might even get cancelled by laughing about this, but it's a sketch.
It's a sketch
where they're selling the slaves.
Oh yeah.
Will someone pick me? Like every other slave gets picked before him. Oh, that's funny, man.
Now they're like, and it's crazy to see because they came from that. Then went on to like Jordan Peele's now making the whole like some of the best horror films, and
I thought that. Do you know what? When I kept seeing the name, like it was one of those ones where like I just didn't really like
register.
But it said Jordan Peele, and I was like, yeah, I know I like movies by him, but like why? How do I know him? How do I know him? And obviously he's always in the movies, isn't he?
No, to be fair,
because he's
done movies though. Yeah, like he's been in their film called Keanu where they were both doing this. It's a film about them and this cat.
They're both doing, there's like. They're like a duo, and it's like there's a thing, isn't it, where they're always in the same movies, right? Like whenever you see one,
when they first started out, it was
but it was the same as is it Simon Pegg
and
that fat guy? Yeah,
Frost, yeah.
Like whenever they were like, because they did a Hot Fuzz and Shaun
of the Dead,
and then they
and a bunch of other
from
stuff.
after that you'd always find
that film Paul with the alien.
Oh mate, that was a good video. That was a good thing, man. It's always weird because I found myself like. That wasn't the same director, but then there was like Paul and Ted, and then there was another one where it just seemed to be like you name something that shouldn't be alive that's alive.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It's just the thing.
And it was like they're not, are they? I am correct in thinking that they're not the same director or anything.
No.
But it was all like Paul, a funny alien, Ted, a funny bear, and then there was one other, but I can't remember what it was.
I was supposed to watch Ted again recently because I remember when that came out and how funny it was back then. I don't think I'd find it as funny now, but they did do a TV show recently. Apparently, the show's really funny.
I did rewatch. I did exactly what you did. I rewatched the movie. I can confirm it is just as funny.
No, yeah.
It is just like the bit where like the strippers like taking a shit in the apartment. There's some funny bits on it, but yeah, like back to social media, man. It terrifies me sometimes, bro, because you could be ended like that, or you could be made like that. But bro, like what happens, like this, like mate, it terrifies me. If you get a chick and she's seen to be violated on social media by a celebrity, or like just mate, the amount of stuff that comes up from anything. Like
I think like my stance on that thing, like for example, that guy and the girl at the thing.
What, the boot eater? Or
The
Usher one.
Like the girl on stage with the guy, in London. My thing is, to me, all the people debating, it's not cheating, it's this. What it is fundamentally is cheating. A lack of respect for your partner, and it's like, don't ever disrespect me in general, but don't ever disrespect me in public and humiliate me in front of all these people. And it's like, that's the problem. And it's like, if I don't understand all of these people, because like I feel like a lot of women sometimes on social media at least try and justify foolishness just because it's a woman that's doing it. And it's like, if it was the other way round,
there'd be an uproar.
Yeah, they would suddenly understand.
But then you kind of think to yourself as well, innit? Like, as a man, right? So you go into a concert where you know someone's notorious for bringing chicks
up, and you're in front row
a certain way, and you've bought tickets to the concert, and then you took your chick to the front. Like you're almost, it's like when you sit in the front of like a comedy sketch, like Paul Smith. You sit in the front, you know you get invited. But like, so it's like the people sitting there and then going, "Oh God, like, I didn't realize you were going to violate."
But there's a funny thing I've seen of that. Someone commented, like, I can't remember which artist it was. It was one of them type of artists that usually bring people up on stage. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I bought my girl tickets to this show," and it's a screenshot, and he's like, way up as far back as you could possibly be. He's like, "Yeah, I bought tickets."
That would be me. Or like we could sit like O2, we're sitting at Amex Lounge, I'll live stream it whilst we're there, and you can hear it. That's as close as you're getting, because there's no way.
Imagine, like, as a man, you have pride, and but what's more hurtful in that situation is the girl willing to do it. It's not the artist calling it up. And to be fair, I don't necessarily have a problem with a girlfriend wanting to go up on stage with the artist, but please kind of show some respect whilst you're up there. Like the way she was going on, I'll have to show you the clip after this. The way she was acting, it's like,
bro.
Nah,
PTSD. It will give me PTSD,
because it's like.
But then like. What, like, this is an interesting question, right? It might just be a pointless question for you. I'm like, I always come at like random stuff. So obviously there's this new thing come out in it that's like Usher's allegedly like been in like a gay porno with P Diddy.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
all these chicks that have been up on stage with Usher, yeah, and been like serenaded and like their face stroked and like their batties grabbed and that. Like, how do you think they feel now? Like, do you think they feel some type of way? Or do you think it just doesn't matter?
I think they don't care because it's the same thing with Drake. Like Drake always gets a lot of like negative attention. For example, he posted a picture of Tory Lanez the other day on thing saying "Free Tory Lanez," and everyone like jumped on him because they're like, "Oh, you're supporting Tory Lanez," blah 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 blah. But it's like,
because what was it? He shot Meg Thee Stallion in the toe.
Yeah. But then it's like 3 weeks ago, everyone was loving Drake because that video leaked to Drake with his piece, and everyone suddenly forgot about the hate they had for Drake then. And it's like, these people don't have no integrity. It's like they chop and change given the situation. And it's like, yeah, these people just can't make their minds up. That's why you almost can't take their reactions to anything with any integrity. Because like you lot just don't really.
There's too much of an audience for everything, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like 1 minute, like there's still people that obviously fully support Tory. Then there's people that hate Tory because of like the situation. But then it's like Drake just floats, doesn't he, man?
Yeah.
Like when Drake got the love heart tattooed in his hair, like, and everyone was like, "What is he doing?" But now like, there's people that actually get that.
But the crazy thing about Drake, and I always think about it, is Drake is such a influential figure in just the world now. You say music, but it is the world. Like Drake does anything, he can start a trend like that.
Because what was it? What we were talking about, it was me and you that were talking about it. That guy that did the like Get Ready With Me videos, and then was it
Drake did his own version. Yeah, and like it's stuff like that. Like Drake, he's got his finger on like the pulse of anything, and if he wants to like influence anything or change the direction of anything, like there was that brand, or I don't even know if it was a brand, but Drake's actually a really funny guy from the stuff I've seen as well. That's why I kind of like him, because he seems like he's so comfortable in who he is. Whenever you see like videos of him, and he just seems like the type of character that I would like get on with and just find really funny. Because there's that time he was on the live stream, and like he was just acting up on the live stream, just being all weird. But like he said this phrase, he had this cap of like this anime character, and he was like, he just said like Anita Maxine, and then everyone just did that, and it's like straight away, someone could have paid him to say that, probably did. And he said it, and it's like wildfire. Everyone was saying it spread. And there was other funny things he said on that stream, like I think someone donated like 25 cents, and he was like, "Oh, thank you very much for the 25 cents. We're gonna make sure that goes to a good cause." Like, there's loads of other stuff.
Bad, isn't it? Because 25 cents to Drake is like what?
Yeah, like nothing.
Like a second's work.
And like
probably not even a second's work.
And there was another video where someone like he gifted someone some money or whatever, and they were like, thank you, and he just like, oh my God, sorry. And it's like the way the Drake just talks.
Yeah, he just acts Mexican.
Yeah.
But mate, the streaming industry, like since it started, there's been some like weird phases of that. Like, do you remember the lockdown with I don't know if you ever saw it. Did you ever watch Swarms' streams?
I remember that one where he had that girl that was like.
Oh mate, man, like Tory Lanez was the one who started it off.
Yeah.
And he was just getting, literally, it was like demon hours, so like 1 a.m. to like 4 a.m. and he would just get girls to go on and just tip milk on the booties.
But didn't he have that one where she was like cussing off like Tion Wayne or something? Like she just started like going off about Tion Wayne.
Yeah, there was ones where people just generally went nuts, but like for the majority it was literally he'd play a song. You choose the song, you play it, and then you would just basically just twerk. I remember it got mad. Like people started tipping like whole cartons of like milk on their booties and that. It was like.
But it's weird when I think back to lockdown because like people's minds just weren't right back then. Like the shit people was doing back then, like everyone
tell it was a deprived.
Yeah, like everyone was just locked in the house. Like I remember how some girls were moving to me back then, and it was like, yeah. When I think back, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, like people just really were like,
just
whatever they feel, they were just doing
wilding like time.
Them things like Tory was like, I had some of my own like. Personal shit like on people face up at me doing shit like that, and it's like, hey,
in that lockdown, man, I'm gonna be real with you. Like I just sweated COD. Warzone was just the one every single day.
That's a big memory.
Hours.
Like I remember because it launched like right at the perfect time as well.
Yeah. It was almost as if like Activision
knew, yeah,
and they dropped that at the perfect time. That was like, mate, that was hours and hours and hours and hours. But one of the people I actually used to like really like watching on stream was Doja Cat. Did you ever watch any of her streams? She's a freak.
She's
bro.
Really weird.
She's a freak, but she was just funny. Like the stuff she done was just brilliant. I can't even remember any of the stuff she done. I just know it was good. Like everyone's been like calling her back. Like, oh, we want Doja Cat to get back on and stuff.
Because just like an eccentric character that just
like,
unique. Like she'll do her own thing.
I remember like she was on the stream. It was her on stream. I think it was Meg Thee Stallion was on stream. It was either Meg or or I think it was Meg or Steph. No, I'm always sure it's Meg. And she just texted her like randomly, like, "Can I borrow $10?" And she, like just whilst they're both on the street. It was just the most random stuff, but like it was just funny, man.
It's interesting though, because it is like interesting the way that going even back like 7 years ago, streaming was just for the streamers and the people aren't doing that. Now there's, like you say, with like Kai Cenat and stuff, they get in the celebrities. Like the celebrities realize, to promote myself, I need to engage with these audiences because they're so big.
I don't understand what Kai Cenat's stream is, but it's just
him chilling doing just whatever.
Like, have you heard of the streamer Jinxie? Plays Rainbow Six.
No.
Again, freak of nature, but like he really good at Rainbow Six, and he's like, got, like honestly, like a lot of people will like probably like agree with this, but that he's been referred to as someone who saved Rainbow Six.
Yeah, like he's like brought the
Rainbow, like Rainbow Six, like he blew up. He's got millions. Like he's almost got like 3 million on YouTube now, but he's like the second biggest Twitch streamer in the world. And he pretty much does Rainbow Six and stuff. And now Rainbow Six is like player base has gone up like exponentially. That is, but it was like. I watched Kai Cenat, I watched Jinxie, and all of a sudden it was like Jinxie versus Kai Cenat on Rainbow Six, and they did a video together. And I was just like, what?
Well, that's the thing.
Kai just done everything. I actually like what put me on to Kai was when he done that funny video, that funny dance video, the cha cha. You know, is it? You ain't gotta do the cha cha, and he's like doing that little video where he's like stepping in and out.
I don't even know if I've seen that.
It's literally random. And I was like, who's this like? Who's funny dancing? Yeah. And I went and watched it. It was like Kai Cenat, Riz is up, Nikki, and then there was one. Do you know Pokimane?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, and he's like risen her, like basically, and he's like, mate, it's the funniest, one of the funniest videos for that kind of like content. Like, he's like chatting to her, like he's on the phone to her, like he's calling her, or like he's like
as if he's making moves,
Skype call or something. Yeah, but like he's streaming. And she's not streaming, and he's like, "Hey, Pokey, like, if you ever need anyone to talk to, let me know." And like, whilst he's doing it, he's like in the camera biting his lip, and he's just staring at the camera. And then all of a sudden, all you hear is her. She goes, "Dude, I just brought up your stream. What are you doing?" like whilst he's on the phone, she just brought up the stream, and she's just watching him just biting his lip. But yeah, he's really funny, man. But you see, like, when I still don't get is like 1 minute I'm watching, it's like they're letting off fireworks in the house and stuff.
Yeah, they're just doing all types of crazy shit.
Like, what's going on?
But it's like for him, like he's really young too. I'm sure he's only like 20. So like he's 20, he's a millionaire. He's come up with what he wants to do. That's what I respect about those streamers. It's like they've done the thing that everyone used to think like was impossible. Like people used to tell us when we were younger, "Oh, you can't play video games. You're not gonna be able to make a life of a video game.
Yeah,
you can't do this. You can't do that." They're literally just chilling in the house, doing whatever the hell they decide to do, and they're making millions off it. And it's like I gotta applaud that because it's like, hey, they've made their livelihood doing something they just enjoy.
But then you do kind of think to yourself as well, like a lot of these people, I don't really know how the hierarchy of those streamers are, but it just takes like that one person. It's like that guy that doesn't get rid of me. Then Drake shouted him out. Now he's like known for it. Like it sometimes it generally just takes one opportunity as well. Like
just one
sometimes like your grind might not even be a grind if it wasn't for someone else. I think Kai Cenat got shouted out by Aiden Ross, if I'm right, because there's Aiden Ross and then there's that other skinny little like weirdo guy that.
What, the glasses?
Yeah.
Sneeko.
Sneeko was the one who always like outed like conspiracies and stuff.
Yeah, because some of them are really like assholes, but then some of them are like. But then what I don't like about this whole.
Do you know that HS TikTok? I really don't like him, mate.
No.
The one who like moved to Dubai and then he done this massive. He scammed all his fans, bro. It was mental. So like he put up this video saying, "Oh guys, I just want to let you know that like basically my entire life's been a lie. Like I moved to Dubai, I've been on borrowed money. I'm not living this life." He was living the life. Like he has loads of money. But he put that video up and he was like, "I'm starting up like this new gym program just to try and like bounce back. Like I'm really sorry that this two guys all right." He made like millions from it, bro. But like he had the money anyway, and now he's like back in the UK.
That's the thing.
He just pops up everywhere and just does stuff like he recently was like on stream with Bevo's ex-girlfriend, and then he like set up a fight between like Bevo's
don't like about a lot of those streamers and that streamer culture because a lot of them are just idiots and a lot of them are really just doing like nonsensical shit, and for some reason, like the kids really engage with it.
They do, mate. They do.
And like, whereas at least with Kai, from what I've seen with Kai, there is like, although he will do some random shit, he's still doing something that has some form of purpose. Like he's had 21 Savage, Offset, Nicki Minaj on his stream. So he's like actually interviewing, like he's bringing them on for the purpose of like an interview to promote their albums, and he's doing fun stuff. When games release, he'll play those, or he'll do music reactions when albums release and stuff. Where some of the other ones I've seen, it's only time I ever hear about them is when it's like controversial shit.
Or they're known for like something, only one thing specifically.
Yeah.
And like it's just like, for instance, like all the COD streamers like Swag and stuff, like they obviously Swag, Booyah and stuff, they obviously become a lot more popular when a new COD
comes out.
But then it's just slowly
dies out, and then
it's like, for me, being a variety streamer or just taking the success and the opportunities that you've been given and doing more with it. Like, I respect those people, but the people that have just taken their success and just sort of ride the success until the end, like I don't have too much respect for them, man.
Yeah, like, and it's like it's when they're, because I feel like a lot of them, some of those like the Sneeko one or whatever, from what I've seen, like they're negatively influencing the youth in the wrong way. Like the ideals that they're almost like an Andrew Tate.
That Sneeko, if I'm honest, I quite liked him. Like, he had some very controversial views, but then he also did like sort of regulate himself. Like whereas Andrew Tate was just very far left at all times, like his way or no way. He was like fully made. He's done this. He's done that. This Sneeko guy was almost very similar. Like, he would out females for how they're being, but he would like be in a position where he could be told he was wrong.
But I feel like some of them, I can see where they're just trying to humiliate women, or they get a kick out of like talking that. I remember some of them have like these OnlyFans girls that they get on just to like talk them down and try and humiliate them, and then it's like that's then perpetuates that culture in young males where like a misogynistic outlook on women, and I feel like some of them are quite damaging. But that's why I don't personally really pay much attention to that streaming thing. But it's usually like Kai. If I see Kai on something, because some of the clips I just see with him, whether he's with the Offset, like the Offset stream he did, there was so much funny stuff that came out of that.
I don't think I've seen that one.
And like I saw a bit of the Nicki one, like there's one where the Nicki where he was like, Nicki was trying to like teach him because he's like, I've been in your house and you haven't even offered me a drink. Oh, and then he was like, cool. And he was like, what drink? And I think he said some sort of question. And she just looked at him, she was like, are you slow?
Oh, mate, she was brutal. Like, I remember when she pulled him onto the stream and he said something and she just went in. But there's a bit on that stream where he brings her over and she gets up and he sniffs her seat.
Oh yeah. So that shit is like, I think it's when she left. Yeah, when she left, and they all run to the seat. And it's like, my god.
There was that other one, wasn't it? What was the one? Did you see the one where he bought he bought a dominatrix?
No.
And she's like, oh, I can't remember what she says, I'm gonna lay down and you're gonna spank me or something, and then they will go, oh, and they will jump up like they're like loving it. But it's funny as well because like with them it's quite harmless. Like they're just it's generally that saying like boys being fortunate. Like, they're not doing it to like be horrible to anyone. They're not doing it to be
their audience is just seeing it as entertainment. Whereas then and then some of them are actually kind of more. Yeah, it just feels like what they're doing is a bit more just.
But you're always not
productive.
Do you know what I mean? It's the same way. It's the same in like in anything. It's like there's a lot of artists that I used to absolutely love, like mainstream, non-mainstream, like Dappy, Devon Terrell, and I used to love them when they were coming up and the music they made, and then now they've been made, they've like sort of switched up, and they've like kind of like become like, oh, what can I make to stay relevant rather than what can I make to still be me?
Yeah.
And then I stopped liking it,
out. Yeah, because it's like. It's that type of thing where they have to contest with like, how do I continue my longevity? And instead of just doing what they always did, but like in a new way, it's like, oh, they just go completely left field into something that they think's popular that will try and draw people in.
It's even like someone like Joyner Lucas, like even some of his new stuff, I'm a bit like, bro, like when you first started, like one of his like, obviously most popular is that I'm not racist. And then it's like, then you see some of the newer stuff he's made, and you're kind of like, oh. I don't know. And Machine Gun Kelly was doing this thing. He was doing so well, and then he had so much like sort of popularity come from obviously trying to go at Eminem. And then it was like if you see him on the other side of Eminem now, he's like obviously Megan Fox,
and he's like an actual like rock singer now.
Yeah, like whereas like before the stuff he was doing was like I used to really like it. I used to really enjoy it. Him, obviously Eminem, I've always loved, mate. He just does whatever he wants.
I feel like Eminem's just fallen off bad though. Like I feel like I tweeted this the other day actually. I feel like because there was a clip that someone posted. There was this trend actually on Twitter that was really funny because it was like post the worst rap lyrics you've ever seen, and everyone was just posting all these random clips. Some of the lyrics that were coming out of that shit was just hilarious. But Eminem had like this really bad one, and like I tweeted like I feel like out of all the hip hop artists that were ever considered to be among the greatest, I think Eminem's had the biggest fall off. I feel like
I don't even think it was a fall off though, bro. He generally retired, didn't he?
No, but I feel like the quality of his lyrics though has just been ass. Like even the albums he released, like what was the last? Like I feel like the last decent album he released was Marshall Mathers LP2, which was I think was 2013.
Yeah, that there's a really good song in that with Kendrick, I think.
Yeah. And like after that, like there were some songs I liked on what was it called? Is Revival and the other one.
But then you also got to remember as well, though, bro. Like back then, you could say whatever you want and do what you want in a music video. And that's what he did. Whereas now, like there is a lot of restrictions. Like, mate, if Eminem dropped like what was that song he made about?
I don't think he fears it though. I feel like Eminem, because even some of the stuff he says now is still kind of controversial. But it's just the way he raps.
Like that Stan song about the basically killing the wife and yourself and stuff like. I just generally don't know if like stuff like that would even like resonate with anyone now.
But like, I just feel like he just. Because like 50 Cent, the thing that 50 Cent did, which was beneficial, is he switched. Like he got to, I remember his last main album was Before I Self-Destruct, that dropped in 2009. And after that, he kind of fizzled out and just stopped making music and then went to like do Power and did the actual TV producing thing. And I feel like that was good because he was able to spot, actually, I'm not going to be able to like maintain the prime that I had. So let me do something else. Whereas I feel like Eminem, he stopped making music for a while, but then he continued. But then whenever he continued, it's like, oh, this ain't even worthwhile. And then you've got like people like Lil Wayne who's still been going, and like Wayne is still dropping some of the best verses on like features and stuff out of other people. So I feel like there's certain of those like that generation of artists. I feel like everyone's done different things, but I feel like Eminem's just gone about it the worst way because I feel like Eminem's now tarnished. Like, if you look at the general consensus of what people say on Twitter, I feel like he's tarnished his reputation.
Somewhat.
Because of what he's been like since. And it's like, whereas if he had stopped like around when 50 did, people will remember him for those classic albums at the start and like not the...
But then like obviously he's always going to forever be known, isn't he? Like for Slim and D12 and stuff like that as well. But I do generally think that like everyone sort of has like a expiry date. I think every like... You just do, and eventually you just got to stop, and then like take your talents and take your like. Because at the end of the day, mate, you make £1 million in this day and age. You can do whatever you want if you really had the mindset and you really wanted to, and you had the focus. You get given £1 million, you can do whatever you want, wherever you want.
Like, mate, I don't feel like, because let me ask you this then, because I don't feel like $1 million in this day and age is actually a lot,
mate.
I don't think most people, I don't think, can make $1 million. Like, you wouldn't be able to make $1 million last a lifetime, which sounds crazy being people that aren't millionaires. But I think the way that people lifestyle would change, they'll very quickly, like, I feel like if you've not got some good people around you, got an accountant that's really on it, and really make the right investments to expand that money into more, I feel like a lot of people would just blow them.
That's what really I mean. That's why I said if you got the right mindset. Like, if I had £1 million right now, mate, and I still continue to do my DJing, I would just have like an endless pot of advertising funds.
Yeah.
I could go and do like much more wild stuff, like open my own studio or do like some like much bigger like podcasts, like where we include more people or stuff like that.
And that would generate more money.
I would just take the money there and then event like, mate, if you manage to rinse £1 million and not be made either on social media or just for the rest of your life.
Find a way to actually, because you should be able to make residual income from that, because you should be able to put in place the structure to then forever make money.
Like, you've got to think as well, the way social media works, you build yourself up and you do well enough, all social media, streaming music, streaming TikToks, Reels, YouTube, anything. Like the videos we're putting up. Right now, the videos are doing okay, right? 40, 50 views, 30, 40 views, whatever, right? But then one video goes well, those videos consistently just keep getting watched.
Yeah.
And that's money that will forever come in.
Because it's all about just building that audience.
Unless we got cancelled, it just forever comes in. So you have £1 million, even if you just use 500 grand of that to make one massive video, like what Mr. Beast did, that video in theory should...
But it's a risk though, because you never... That's the thing with social media, like, you just never know. Like, there's a formula to a degree, but then it's still like a roulette, like a Russian roulette. Like, you still don't... Like, going back to something, because like I said before, one of the things I dislike the most about like this social media culture of people like getting popular is I hate it when the people that just aren't really doing anything are the ones getting popular. Like that Bevo guy, the guy's just eating food like an idiot. and then somehow gets booked. Like,
oh, mate,
meanwhile, there's
mental.
thousands of people out there that are talented, that have got the right mindset, got the right plan, doing all the right things, and they'll never get that opportunity. And there's some idiot that eats food.
That's where that's why where I preferred Vine to TikTok. Because Vine, you generally had to be funny or make.
It forced you to be like good. You had to be smart.
TikTok, you could just do anything. Right? Like there's been so many people made from TikTok that have just done stuff I don't even understand. Like there was another guy called and to be fair, like to be fair, I do like this guy. His name's Lawrence, and he's like a bigger guy, and his videos literally was him doing the same thing essentially. He'll say dinner, and then he'll literally just basically show what he had on his plate, and he would just do that consistently every single day. And he got made from it. I do quite like him. He's like wholesome, the content, but he has generally been made from just showing videos of like him eating dinner. But this Beaver guy, mate, he literally got made from not swallowing his food.
Yeah,
that's where he came from. And then, but there's a lot of them, isn't there? There is a lot that have done that, and you do kind of think to yourself nowadays, it's somewhat about luck.
And I don't knock them for it, to be honest. Because when you get into a moment like that, you got to seize the moment. Because people like that won't stick around. So you got to, in that 1 year where the spotlight's on you, maybe, and people actually pay attention, get your money and try and get as much as you can out of. So I don't knock them for it, but I like the cycle of that creates that for people to actually engage with it and make those people the successful.
It's
like really,
it's like a luck culture, isn't it? Yeah, and it's just even the same as us. Like us, as when I say us, I'm us as DJs. There's so many DJs I know, mate. Just in Bristol and Bath alone, really good quality DJs, and like they make good content, and they're always doing stuff. Like, look, mate, there's so many DJs that are better like technical ability than me, way better. Do you know what I mean? Content making, like I'm quite consistent, but again, it's one of those ones that I could put up a video and it could just blow.
Yeah,
and then that's it. My career as a DJ changes there from that point.
And it's the momentum.
Like, we want to see you can come play this. Even music, like I've dropped 2 songs, they've done okay. I've got like another 2 on the works now. Like one of those videos could generally blow up, and then mate, my summer's completely different. All of a sudden, I'm being asked to go to IB for this and that. Whereas you can't sort of grind your way up there too much. Like you do need to know someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's always that little. That's why, like, the importance of networking and knowing people.
Yeah.
There's
that, and then there's the TikTok wing. Is like, oh, like one video just blows up. Like I remember, like one of like again, one of the DJs I know, Ash B. He'll put up like really really good remixes, and all of his remixes they did okay. But one video that blew up on his TikTok page was him sat in a snow, like in a traffic, like a. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a car stand up because of snow and he just put a funny bit of word on it, and that's the one that got like
it's like the one thing that's unrelated to what you're really trying to push.
But like he would put up like almost. I'd probably say at one point he was more consistent than me.
Yeah,
he'd put up a video a day like without fail for 30-40 days, and they're all doing okay. But this one video just went boom, up. And it's like.
But then even from that one video that went up, even though it was unrelated to what he usually does, there would have been like an audience that would have came from that would have drifted to the other stuff, and it still would have benefited from. And it is that type of thing, like social media. You just got to keep at it. It's the consistency.
Scary, but...
Consistency wins over everything. Like talent, consistency is more important than talent in some ways, because it's just like you could have a talented person, but if they're not consistent, they're not going to get the same exposure as someone that's consistent. And it's like just keeping at it.
But it's scary, but it's definitely rewarding if you do things right. Social media, like it generally is, like you said, consistency, and even if it's not a lot, just a small improvement.
Yeah.
Every single time, do you know what I mean? Just a little thing. It's what I said to you. Like when we first started, we had we did the 2 mics that didn't really work out. We changed it to the 1.
Yeah, it's just the little refinements here and there.
And as long as people can see that you can, like, and then obviously the other thing is consistency, but it's also putting a bit of your personality in. Yeah. That's why I said, like, and obviously be sure to let us know as well, like, as to the people that are watching, whether you prefer us doing sort of like the light-hearted, funny stuff we've done today, or whether you prefer us talking about some like serious stuff,
or like a balance of both, or whatever.
Let us know. But that's what I said to you. It's about like putting our personalities into things as well, and then really understanding what the people that are watching us, what they like, maintaining those people, but also trying to be able to reach out to the people around those people who have similar interests.
But that was. How long was that?
I think that, I don't know. Let me double check. I think that was about an hour.
It feels like one of them things where the time just went. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't check it.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the end of the episode. That was a good place to end it. But
basically, yeah,
covered a lot of shit in that one.
Let us know. Obviously, don't eat booty and toilet cubicles. Unless you're almost certain.
Want no leaks. Don't want no leaks. And that's a double entendre. You don't want no leaks from the booty, and you don't want no leaks of footage. So don't do it
unless you're absolutely sure there's no cameras. You know what I mean.
Keep that shit private if you're doing it, not in the toilet.
And well, we'll catch you in either a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah. Peace.